Dr. Richard Kofi, the Principal Research Scientist and the Deputy Director of the Institute for Scientific and Technological Information.
Dr. Margaret Ota Atiku, and I work with the CSIR Food Research Institute as the head of the Microbiology Division.
My name is Kisidu Akufokumi, a senior research scientist at the Institute of Industrial Research, CSIR.
As a Deputy Director, I am responsible for research, innovation and development activities.
I'm glad and happy to be part of this program because I personally have the notion that learning is a never-ending exercise.
My impressions about this course has been great.
For this particular program, I want to state clearly that it has been very, very, very exciting, and the insights we've gained are very, very tremendous.
What I've noticed is, before I came for the course, it was very difficult for me to identify which websites to visit to be able to get adequate information for my publications. But now I know where to go. It's made it easier for me to be able to publish. And therefore, I think I'll be able to publish a lot and with minimum suffering like I used to.
There are so many things I have gained out of this program, right from the first time that we started about 2.5 months ago until this afternoon.
I realize it is quite useful, and for me in particular, it is going to help broaden the type of work I do in the institute.
We are researchers and we are supposed to research and report. And access to information is very necessary, and therefore the e-resources, which was part of our program, has come to stay with me, and I know for sure that I will be able to make very good use of that now and in the future.
The first program that we had barely 2 months ago on information literacy was quite exciting. At least we know that yes, information is information, but the way it is acquired and packaged and disseminated is yet another thing. E-resources, yes, enormous as they are, what is vital is where to get the right information faster for you to do your work. And at least the insight given us in e-resources was also quite useful.
And then having had access to look for information as to how you put it into writing for the benefit of those who sit elsewhere is also another point to be considered. Now we have had access to policy briefs, writing, reporting, and the practicing of it in the presence of our colleagues, which is part of our training, because as researchers we are used to seminar presentation, and questions and comments and other things come from our colleagues for us to know where we fall short, and then we can make amends before the information is disseminated for public consumption.
I've learned a lot, especially the Dropbox. I was trying to use the Dropbox through advice by a friend, but I got so confused and gave up. But when I came here and I was taught about how to access and how to save files, send big files, it's made it easier for me to be able to finish my work and then send it out. For example, I had a publication which was going to be put into a book, and I found it very, very difficult to send it to the Philippines. But now I've been able to send it. So this is one of it. And then policy brief writing was excellent. It helped me now. I know how to limit what I write and then summarize whatever I write.
Now, yes, the internet is there as a tool, but we now know exactly even the type of word combination that we can use to be able to obtain the information that we require faster than we used to do. Initially, I thought the ultimate was Google and some of those initial search engines, but I think at the end of it all, we've found out that there are alternatives. And then in particular, of particular interest is this last program on policy brief writing. Yes, indeed, policies are policies, but these are the tools that our policy decision makers will have to use. So what is the essence of all this research when we don't see it implemented?
All this has been part of this training, which has actually come to enhance the knowledge that one has been able to acquire all this period. And I believe strongly that with all that we have had, when you go back to our various offices, we should be able to come out, better than before.
But in actual fact, all the topics have been good, have been excellent, have really gained from them.
But at least the exercises that we went through on even summarizing the policy is quite interesting. More especially what we did today, where we take a research project and then do a policy brief for the information of politicians, planners, and decision makers.
I wish the course could be extended, because I think if it's extended, then we could gain more from the topics, the different topics.
So yes, we are going, and we hope that in future, if you happen to organize this again, certain areas which you feel the time was too short must be extended so that others will also have in-depth knowledge of that.
So the way forward now is I'm going to collaborate with other colleagues who are on the course so that we do multidisciplinary project work.
This has been a very interesting group coming from diverse disciplines. I think at the end of it all, we got to know each other well. And again, the topics that they discussed, those interesting terminologies that came up, tells us that we need to move along with one another. After all, knowledge shared is better than being confined in an island.